Hi, Steve. Gareth Burke, NBC Sports Bay Area. What did you think of the spirit on defense tonight?
That was the highlight of the game for me, was just the way we defended from the very beginning of the game, the activity level, the energy. We were flying around out there, and I thought that set a really good tone. I think we have a chance to be an excellent defensive team. Really excited, and obviously Draymond and James aren't out there yet. And but when you think about the length and athleticism that we can put out there, if we play with activity and energy, we can be really good.
What do you think of what Bazemore and Wanamaker give you together, too, kind of as like a bench combo?
Yeah, I mean, I thought in that first half, both guys were really good. Brad has a nice way about him. He just kind of settles the game down, and Baze is he's a kind of a wild card. He can make 3 or 4 plays in a row. A bucket, a steal, a knockdown, a 3. He's a streaky player, but he can be really effective. So I liked seeing them together, and next week we'll probably work a little bit more on what that second unit might look like. But I think those 2 guys are clearly going to be in it.
Michael Mulder made his first 3 3-pointers, had those 2 free throws late in the game. What did you think about his night overall?
Well, Mike is a really, really good player. He showed that last year when he came up late in the season, and obviously his shooting is important to us. We need as much shooting as we can get. So he hit a couple big ones when Denver made that run in the second half. Damian Lee made a big one. Jordan Poole played well for us. So I like the effort from all those guys.
Steve, it looks like you're going to have a 15-man active rotation, or active per game. Will that affect your rotation at all, you think?
No, it'll just make things easier in terms of, before the game, for the last, since I've been coaching, you have to make a decision on who's active, who's not. And if you have 15 healthy bodies, you got to tell 2 guys that are not suiting up. That's no fun. So I think it's great. We're going to, obviously carry 15. And so for all 15 to be able to suit up is a big deal.
Steve, everybody was knocking off some rust, understandably so, but specific to Steph, what did you think of seeing him out there again and how he performed?
Well, it's always just great to see him out on the floor. And I think he looks really good physically. That's the main thing. He worked so hard in the off season, and he's in great shape. And now it's just a matter of getting his timing and his rhythm down. But yeah, he's definitely a sight for sore eyes.
Hi, Steve. Carlos Ramirez from NBC Bay Area and Telemundo. Was there anything that surprised you from your team or amazed you tonight?
No, this is kind of what I expected, Carlos. We've only had 5-6 days since camp started. We think we can build a good defense right away, and I think offense is going to take a little longer. It always does when you have a new team. So we've got to figure out what we're going to do offensively, who we're going to play together, that sort of thing. But in the meantime, if we're defending and getting stops, we can get out and run and score 61 points like we did in the first half, just off of effort and energy. So I'm excited. I think we're going to get a lot better as the season goes on, and this was a good start for us, a good week and a good first exhibition game.
Steve, you guys took 40 3-pointers tonight. That's almost 9 more than what you guys took on average last year. Was that a point of emphasis going into the game, or is that more of what the Nuggets were giving you?
No, the emphasis in camp has been our spacing. We're just trying to get space behind the 3-point line a little bit better than we have in the past. And if we do that, we're naturally going to fall into more threes. So I'm fine with it. It's kind of, it lends itself well to our team, not necessarily because we're a great 3-point shooting team, but because we're athletic, that floor spacing opens up the court for a lot of guys who can get to the rim. And so if we're taking a lot of threes, generally that means they're going to be open. We're not going to take many challenged ones. So open shots are good shots. That's how I look at it.
Steph is such a unique player, you know, the way he runs off ball, some of the stuff he does. How long in your experience does it take guys who haven't played with Steph to learn, you know, that ecosystem essentially?
Yeah, it takes time for sure. He's so unique. There's nobody like him in the NBA, nobody who can play on and off the ball at that level and who creates that kind of havoc. And so I think with most players who come in, you know, they're not used to the second half of the possession. They're sort of used to whatever the pattern is in the beginning. But as soon as maybe Steph gives up the ball, that's when the action really starts, the way we play. And that's the tricky part for guys to figure out. So Steph's movement off the ball in the latter part of every possession is really key for us. And that's where all the new guys have to figure out what their roles are.
Steve, there were a couple of transition plays where it wasn't the Warriors didn't have an advantage. It was 1v1 or sometimes even 1v2, and then Kelly was able to get a bucket. Bazemore was able to score. Just seeing players create in transition against the numbers, was that encouraging for you? Is that something you haven't seen in a while?
Well, yeah, it's encouraging because we've got a lot of guys who are athletic and long and who can get to the rim. And so we saw a lot of that in the first half. It felt like, you know, just getting stops means we're going to be able to run and utilize that length and athleticism. So that should be a big part of our team this year.
What do you think of Oubre's defense?
Excellent. You know, he's not afraid to guard the ball and take on the toughest challenge. And I thought he did a really, really good job. And I loved Andrew's defense as well. You know, a lot of active plays coming from the weak side. You know, going up to challenge guys' shots from behind. You know, sort of coming out of nowhere to bother shooters. And Looney, it's so great to have Looney back too. You know, Loon is healthy and he's so solid, so good for us defensively. So you throw all that together, all those long arms and smart defensive players. It's exciting.
Steve, you talked a lot about finding the identity of the team and how difficult it is having so little time for the season getting open. How close do you think that identity is after today's game?
It's going to be a lot quicker to come at the defensive end than at the offensive end. So I think we've preached that and our guys have picked that up right away, first week of practice. So we're a defensive minded team. We've got to get stops to win games, and we're going to get better offensively, and we'll figure out, you know, what that identity is on offense as we go.
Hey, Steve, this is Marcus White with NBC Sports Bay Area. What do you think of the defense on Jokic tonight? And when you get Draymond and you get James back, what kind of different look do they give you guys against some of the bigs out west, especially?
Jokic is just tremendous. He beat us on 4 or 5 backdoor passes in the first half. He's a brilliant passer, and he had 26 points in 22 minutes. So, you know, we did our best against him on, you know, sort of one-on-one against him. Where we got beat was with his passing, and we got too ambitious in the passing lanes, and that's where you got to be really, really good against him, and we were not.